Salutations, people of the internet. Welcome to the database, and welcome to what I like to call the continuation of the road to Sonic Origins. Last week I covered a game that kicked off the multimedia franchise Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis. This week we'll continue looking over the classic era of Sonic games with the sequel, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, on the same system. I'll be using the same program to capture footage, the Sega Ages version. As I mentioned last video, there are other ways you can experience Sonic 2 such as the Sonic Mega Collection and the Sega 3D Classics. With the Switch versions, Sega's Ages just made things easier for me to record. If you have ways of capturing clean footages from the 3DS or know someone or some place that offers 3DS capture cards, I would like to know. With the success of the first game that launched huge sales for Sega's 16-bit home console, the Genesis, Sega and Sonic Team immediately started production on a sequel. In 1992, Sega's development team was split in two. One team in Japan working on a Sonic game for their CD-based add-on, the Sega CD, while the other team in Sega America's Sega Technical Institute worked on the proper sequel to the first game. Fun fact, Sonic 2 was released as part of a marketing campaign called Sonic Tuesday, where the game was released on November 24, 1992 on a Tuesday. This was simply a play on word tactic to promote the newest Sega release on that day. The story for Sonic 2 as it follows. Dr. Robotnik is back, putting animals into Batniks and now is preparing to launch his iconic space station, although on lockout to a certain contraption in a galaxy far, far away, the Death Egg. The game also introduces us to Sonic's best friend and sidekick, Miles Tails Per Hour, a play on word on miles per hour. Tails can be seen played through the Genesis's second player port, while player 1 still controls the titular hero. There is also a way to play as Tails separately in this game, but I never bothered with that. Kicking things off is Emerald Hill Zone. This stage is more vibrant and brighter than Green Hill Zone and its checkerboard aesthetic. Although not as iconic as Green Hill, this stage still gets the job done with different roads to get to the end, and plenty checkpoints which I'll get to in a bit. You'll notice here is rather than going through 3 acts per zone, the game goes by quicker with 2 acts per zone, with the second act ending with a boss fight against Robotnik. Now if we were to talk about a Sonic stage that is just as iconic as Green Hill, this next stage qualifies as such. Enter Chemical Plant Zone, another stage that is overused in the Sonic series but not as much as Green Hill Zone. Now it is at this stage where I want to showcase that this game introduces us to a core moveset in the Sonic series, the Spin Dash. It is simple to execute. You hold down the controller and rapidly tap the one action button command, and you're ready to go as fast as those letter red Beyblades.
Let it rip!
But back to Chemical Plant. I guess the only iconic thing about this stage was the rising water section you have to escape through. Thankfully, this and the next zone shows that the underwater physics are no longer an issue. Aquatic Ruin Zone. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I like how this stage is layered out. Not to mention the music here is also one of my favorites. So you have this different pathways on getting to the goal like always. Here's the catch. If you know the layout of the stage well, you won't have to touch the water at all. All the water here is seen on the bottom of the stage. Also, is that Grounder from Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog?
I give it a thumb and 2 fingers. No, 3 thumbs and 4 fingers.
So that was weird. Anyways, Casino Nights Zone. Now Spring Yard Zone may have introduced Sonic series to the pinball physics, but this zone puts a huge emphasis on the stage aesthetic of nighttime gambling. This stage also concludes with one of the most frustrating Robotnik fights I had to play through. The footage above here speaks for itself. Take a look. Hilltop Zone. This one's an odd one. Not a bad stage, but not so much as a standout. This is the only stage where you see lava enter the mix in the game, but that's about it. I mean, there's this automated bridge you climb across, I guess. Now Mystic Cave Zone. One thing that everyone remembers about this stage are those large pits of spikes that are unavoidable the moment you enter them. And these are really annoying to sit there if you are supersonic or has an invincibility item. More on that later. Oil Ocean is another interesting stage. This was not bad either, but I gotta be honest, I had to replay this, Hilltop Zone, and Mystic Cave Zone several times to jot down what I have to say in the script. But man, I got nothing for these stages aside from the music. Seeing Sonic slide across the oil looks fun though. Finally, the last traditional stage in the game, Metropolis Zone. That shit. This sure is harder than Scrap Brain Zone, I can tell you that. The Bannex here will prevent you from exiting each act with a high ring count, that's for certain. I hate these slicers and the stupid crab, but exploding starfishes I can handle. And you know what's the funny thing about this stage? This zone decided to take notes from Sonic 1 and give us 3 acts. But no worries, this is far from the hardest thing you have to experience in the game. Sky Chase Zone. Auto-scrolling in the Sonic stage while also riding on top of Tails' signature biplane, the Tornado. At least, it looks like a tornado. Wherever you move, Tails will be there below you unless you somehow fall off the plane at fast speeds. Wing Fortress Zone is a 1-act stage that immediately transitions you to the final boss fight. These speed boosters are so unnecessary in this stage and it'll cost you a few trips to the bottomless pit if you're not careful. Whose bright idea was it to put these speed boosters near the damn checkpoint in front of the bottomless pit? Thankfully, with a little help from a shield power-up, you can take this neat shortcut past these blades that will take you to a faster route. The power-ups here are the same from Sonic 1. The shield, running shoes, and invincibility all return here, and there's not much to say from what I've already covered in the last video. Okay, the last stage in the game. We enter the Death Egg. The first half of the final fight pins Sonic against a Mecha Sonic. No, not Metal Sonic, but we'll get to him when I look over Sonic CD. This is a robotic Sonic coated in silver metal that has an attack pattern that is easy to read. And now, the Death Egg Robot. One of, if not the most iconic Eggman contraption in this series, and the hardest part in the game. No rings, limited number of lives, all taken in space. If you die once during the fight, then you might have to start from the very beginning of the Death Egg stage, where you might fight Mecha Sonic again. Therapy. Beat the Death Egg Robot, get saved by Tails and a tornado in the last cutscene that is in the game, very warming and sweet. And that was Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Now let's take over the other aspects of the game. I still got time. Rather than gathering at least 50 rings and heading to the end of the stage while retaining those rings, Sonic 2 does things differently and have their special stages accessed through the several checkpoints after collecting 50 rings. This is where we're introduced to the infamous half-pipe stages, something that will be featured in many Sonic games down the road. Here in these stages you need to collect a certain amount of rings to advance before reaching the 2 checkpoints prior. These stages require a lot of memorization and several replays to reach the minimal ring count. Each act in the zone gives you a plentiful amount of checkpoints to pass by, giving you enough tries to gather all 7 Chaos Emeralds as early as the first zone. Collecting all 7 Chaos Emeralds after collecting 50 rings will grant you Supersonic in normal stages. This is a cool reward to get, unlike Sonic 1 where all you get was this different ending. Here, this is something that feels rewarding for players to go the extra mile, something that will be a core factor in many games that give players a reason to 100% any game. Though sadly, like the first game, the Chaos Emeralds aren't really required to fully beat the game, mostly because you don't have access to them upon reaching the final stage, seeing that there's no rings available. One stage that I didn't mention in the lineup was a stage that was removed from the final product back when Sonic 2 was released, and that was Hidden Palace Zone. Thankfully, this stage got resolved in the Christian Whitehead mobile port, robotic boss fight and all. This can be accessed through finding a secret alternative route within Mystic Cave Zone, and as you traverse through the stage you can see a lot of unused assets that were intended to be used in the original release. Some versions of Sonic 2, like the Sega Ages version, gives you the option to play as Knuckles. Back on the Genesis, this can be done through the lock-on technology where you attach your Sonic 2 cartridge on top of your copy of Sonic and Knuckles. Knuckles sprite work from Sonic 3 and Knuckles is carried over here, and this gives the level layout of Sonic 2 a brand new experience if you're into that. Side note, if you attach Sonic 1 onto the Sonic and Knuckles cartridge, you are given a message that says "No way" along with a plethora of blue square stages to play through. More of those when we get to Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But overall, that has been my look at Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the game, and this feels like a huge improvement over the first game. I had a lot more fun playing the second game over the first one. Sonic 1 had moments like Green Hill Zone and Starlight Zone, but the stages in Sonic 2 feel a whole lot faster, even during the game's slower moments. Momentum-based platforming is consistent in each zone, and each path you take to reach the end goal feels very satisfying. Higher platform levels reward you with tons of secrets, whether if it's an invincibility item or a shield. My only issue with the second game was the importance of the Chaos Emeralds. So you're given the option of getting all the emeralds at any point of the game, right? But they still don't feel as significant when you reach the final boss, much like how Sonic 1's final fight went down. But even if you do nab all the emeralds, you get an ending that doesn't seem to make any sense. Tails is seen here piloting a tornado to save Sonic, but for those who collect all the emeralds, we'll see Sonic turn super, thus never needed to be rescued at all. This was a journey of Sonic and Tails, with Tails trying to keep up with Sonic, so this different ending feels anticlimactic. But hey, that's just me and my opinion. What do you guys think of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the game? What were your favorite moments and favorite stages in the game? Let me know in the comments down below. I want to thank you guys and apologizing for having to take too long on making this video. There was so much going on this week and I wanted to put a lot of effort in video editing and find ways to entertain you guys. Got any suggestions? Be sure to thumbs up the video if you like it, subscribe to the database, and follow me on social media as seen above. This is CJ Styles and I'll see you guys next time with Sonic CD. Signing off and have a wonderful day.